this ivy just taking over. And with ivy, people say, oh, they're a symbiotic climbing vine and they live alongside trees, but from what I've seen, they really do take over trees as well. They live for a good few years with the tree, but then they'll have no compunction in living off the tree as it starts to die. So symbiosis, I'm not too sure. I love the word and I love the idea that two organisms can live side by side, but one will eventually die before the other. And I think that's the stark reality of nature, isn't it? We all die, you know, we all die. And one of the famous symbiotic relationships is what I'm doing today. And when I talk about these things, it makes me a little bit emotional because it's the wolf. These are wolves, these two here. And we've kept that human connection. If you're lucky enough to be able to have dogs, you've got the time and the money and resources to keep wolves. You're keeping wolves in your house. Yes, they're domesticated. But at least 40,000 years ago on the programme Humans, I thought it was 30, but more like 40,000 years ago, humans, for a number of reasons, took wolves into the camp. And on the programme it will tell you more. It's not my specialist area, but it may have happened out of necessity, and Homo sapiens, possibly even Neanderthals, although they've not shown any evidence that Neanderthals are hybrid Neanderthal Homo sapiens. Have a look again, few people that have got an interest. Took wolves, and wolves used us for scraps. And then slowly over the last 40,000 years, and it could have been longer, we've actually lived alongside. And these were the first domesticated animals that we know of. The wolf, our closest mammal relative, outside of the great apes. And that we've kept them close to us ever since, haven't we? Horses, cattle, all sorts of different things. But these were the ones that helped us potentially to survive as a species, a hunter-gatherer type species on this planet, a minority species in the mammal kingdom. And it helped us to grow, and it's part of our story. They're closely intertwined with our survival as a species on the planet. And I've also watched recent programmes on BBC about the British Empire. All societies have had empires. It seems to be the folly of human nature, the folly, and the biggest in terms of its land spread, we are told, was the British Empire. I take no pride in discussing that, even being an Englishman, where it started.